Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Steelbook Obsessed. My name is Jake, and today I have a review for you, an early review. Thanks to Arrow Video and MVD, I have The Long Kiss Goodnight out early before it comes out, April 7th, I believe. This is a first time watch for me as well, so I'll give you a little bit of my thoughts on the movie, and then I will go into more detail on three elements that are the most important to me with physical media releases, and that is the transfer in audio, the packaging, and the special features. And that is how I rate all of my physical media reviews. If that sounds right up your alley, make sure to give this video a like, the channel a subscription. I'd very much appreciate it. But now let's get into The Long Kiss Goodnight. And dear Lord, I'm slapping myself, because where has this movie been all my life? It's been out, I just haven't seen it. It's never been in my radar. It's been one of those movies I've wanted to watch for the longest time. I just never really got around to it. So thank you very, very much, Arrow Video, for making my first time watch a 4K watch and loading this sucker with a bunch of bonus features and having some pretty good packaging as well to boot. Let's just dive into the packaging, and I'll talk a little bit about the movie as we're going through the packaging. On the front, you have this watercolor aesthetic. One of my gripes on the packaging is that, like, this does not really showcase off anything from the movie, really. It does the Christmas lights at the end, but the fire on the bridge, like, I get it, but when I first look at this image, it does not scream Long Kiss Goodnight to me at all. And there's a lot of great action sequences in this movie. I would have loved to have, like, even like a dual sense of Gina Davis's character, to have like the redhead suburban housewife on one side and to have like the assassin blonde hair on the other. Minor spoilers while I'm talking about this, but I'm not going to spoil anything absolutely too crazy. I had a blast watching this movie. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Here's my Letterboxd review. And there are a lot of things that I took away from this. Number one, I love Shane Black with a passion, and I have the majority of his movies I am such a fan of, and this one is very high on my list right now. A lot of his scripts, he makes sure that they take place during Christmas. I didn't realize this movie was as much of a Christmas movie as it is. This is going to go in my Christmas section in my physical media collection, because that's when I'm going to pop it in again and again and again. I might watch it this Christmas just because I had such a blast watching it for the first time with this release. It's such a good thing. Going in here, we have the original poster artwork here with, again, Gina Davis, who is amazing in this movie, by the way. You know, I've seen her in A League of Their Own. I've seen her in Thelma and Louise. I've seen her in The Fly. Like, she does pretty dang good performances. This is something unlike she has ever done before in, like, a non-stop action sequence type of role, akin to like what she did, or what Linda Hamilton did in Terminator 2. And I don't really say that in the lightest regard, but she really turns it on here and makes the dual switch that happens with her, like, joint dueling personalities, believable. And that concept is so ridiculous. This movie skates a very thin line in between ridiculous and entertaining and making sure that it's doing both at the same time, because sometimes you go a little bit too far on one end and you're rolling your eyes at how dumb things are that are happening. I didn't do that once. At times I would laugh because I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened, instead of like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. Like, there's two very similar paths that this could have either lined up on either side of the fence, and I'm so happy that I enjoyed this movie a lot. But again, let's continue on with the packaging, people. On the inside, you get the artwork that is on the slipcover of this release. Here is a shot of the front and back cover right here. On the inside, you get, I put the Blu-ray on this excerpt here. The Blu-ray is not the Blu-ray of the movie. It is just special features, which again, this release is chock full of, but I'll get more into that later. And the disc artwork here for the 4K has By extras, there's not really a lot of, it's like commentaries as the extras on here, but here's the 4K disc. I always give brownie points when it comes to originality with disc artwork, because I feel like a lot of companies don't really put a lot of focus on disc artwork, and both of these images are from actual parts of the movie. Always love to see that. There's also a bunch of little extras in here. I always give brownie points, and it always puts a smile on my face when I see physical goodies in my physical media. Here's a sticker with skating, prohibited thin ice. Very, very odd to throw this in the mix, but I'm also not mad at it either. Speaking of not mad at it, this outfit from Samuel L. Jackson. I'm just gonna say it right here and now. I've seen a lot of the man's filmography. This is now my favorite Samuel L. Jackson performance. He does such a good job jumping off of Gina Davis, being such a charismatic character, but a multi-layered one too. He is able to throw the verbal jabs with the best of them, but also sprinkle in a little bit of sympathy for the son that he has, for just like having life crap on him. I wish there was a little bit more backstory with his character in here, but even with everything that we get, I could not get enough of the Samuel L. Jackson character in this movie. And as you can see here, very, very good getup on the back here. Merry Christmas, motherfucker, even though I don't think that line is ever said in the movie. There's a lot of great one-liners in this movie, that's for dang sure. I don't think this is one of them though. And although I like that this is included, I would have loved to have a Christmas greeting card that's in the movie put in this set. I think that would have been a very good touch. Not taking away any brownie points, just throwing out some ideas of what I would have done. Here is the promotional card. This time it is for Jason X. Cannot wait for that release either. There will be a review of that whenever it comes out next month in May, correct? In May, I believe. And last but not least, it has a booklet included as well. Let's see here if I can, ooh, yes. Brian Cox is also a very, very good character in this movie. Again, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but he is just hamming it up like crazy, and I absolutely love seeing that. I just love the tone, the vibe that this movie has to give. Look at Gina Davis right there. My God, what a boss. I'll also showcase off, I like how Arrow Video's doing this. They're putting a lot of the specs on the very back page. Who made what looks like what, production credits, special thanks about the presentation. Very nice for me on a reviewing level, very nice for just your average person to go look at in case you were curious about anything that this had to offer. So that's it. A lot of people were kind of upset that this didn't get the big box treatment. Personally, I am happy with what we got in here. Space is very limited in my collection, as you can see, but I'm still going to be happy anytime I pull this off the shelf, or even when I see this gorgeously vibrant verbiage on the spine here. I think that's going to pop on the shelf like crazy. Packaging wise, for me, my only gripe really is that this cover, I do like the way it looks. I just wanted a little bit more from it. I'm still going to give the packaging a 9 out of 10.
Very good.
Super solid release from Arrow. Shouldn't really expect any less at this point, but still nice to see them putting their efforts into the packaging department. But let's go into the next realm of grading, which is going to be transfer and audio. We have a brand new 4K restoration by Arrow Films from the original 35mm negative, approved by director Rennie Harlan. Always love to see that with my releases. We also have a 2160p Ultra HD 4K presentation in Dolby Vision, HDR10. Love that combination. Solid stuff here in the visual department, but nothing that really blew my socks off. There are some times where I watch an older film and it really breathes a lot of new life into that film. The Long Kiss Goodnight really doesn't do that. For me personally, I thought the transfer was solid, but nothing spectacular. Still feels almost like you're watching it in like a Blu-ray format. It's not popping the way I really want 4Ks to pop. There's not a lot of vibrant color action, even though there's a lot of flames going on in this movie, even though there's a lot of ice and snow going on in this movie, a lot of Christmas lights flickering. Nothing really stood out as like a feast for thine eyes type of material. This is not going to be one of those 4Ks you pop in to showcase off what the format can do to friends. It's unfortunate that it's not. Again, it did not take away from how much I liked the movie, but in that department, it really didn't blow my socks off either. On the audio department, it always sounds good. It's hard for me to kind of hear if a movie really sounds bad, honestly. This mix has 5.1 audio, 2.0 stereo with new Dolby Atmos audio options. Yeah, I have a sound bar with a subwoofer. Everything more or less sounds pretty similar to each other, but I always crank these suckers up. The action, in action movies you always want, in any movie you want good audio, but in action movies specifically, with all of the different explosions and gunfire and all the fun stuff that comes with it, you just want to make sure that the system is a pumpin'. Audio department, I think this looked and sounded solid. Transfer and audio wise, for me, again, I wanted a little bit more color pops, a little bit more flair in the 4K transfer. I'm giving the transfer and audio a 7 out of 10. For me, it's not really one that I'm going to remember at the end of the year, but it's still nothing that I'm going to be disappointed that I have in the collection either. And last but not least, let's go to my third criteria, which is the special features. Every time I'm done with a movie, especially a movie that I love so much, that I fall in love with for the first time, this is like a great example of a blind buy, pulling something out of the collection and crossing your fingers that it becomes a new classic for you. The Long Kiss Goodnight, it absolutely happened to me. So as soon as the movie was done, I popped the other second disc in, the Blu-ray disc. There's so much on that disc, there's no wonder why they needed to add a secondary disc to this release. It couldn't fit on that 4K disc itself. And there's a lot of new interviews done for this movie. There's one interview done by the stunt coordinator, Steve Davidson, called Symphony of Destruction. There's another special feature, Long Live the New Flesh, a new interview with makeup artist Gordon J. Smith. And my favorite new actual filmed interview is called Girl Interrupted, a new interview with actress Yvonne Zyme, who is the little girl in the movie The Long Kiss Goodnight, which just kind of seeing her in mid-30s form, very shocking, but also looked kind of like you could see how she looked as a kid. She looks like what that would turn into in her mid-30s. That was very fun to go and watch and just hear her experience going with trying to try out for this movie. She had a sister who was on the show The Nanny, so she had the background already, but didn't really do a lot of work.
Audition process, I remember the first audition, I think the casting assistant chased me down the hall to like bring me back, and by the final audition, I remember being in the waiting room with Mara Wilson, who was in Matilda and all these amazing films, and I was so nervous because I was the biggest fan of her. I still am. She's just, out of all the people who have been child actors, it's like her and Macaulay Culkin stood out as like the stars of that era. So I was like, oh, well, I'm not gonna get this. Like, it's Mara's part, you know? And she was a very sweet child, and I would usually do that in auditions. I'd be like, oh, well, that person should get it because of this.
She said that she interviewed against Mara Wilson in this movie to get this role, and she was shocked that she actually got it because she loved Mara Wilson. Like, the two child actors of her time when she got this movie were Mara Wilson and Macaulay Culkin, like child actors. Like, those are still some of my favorite child actors of all time. But I also grew up in the same time. Like, I'm the same age as Yvette. I'm the same age as Yvonne. And that's also wild. This movie was released in 96, shot in 95. That interview was nice, even though it's shot via Skype or Zoom or some type of like online portal. They couldn't actually get to that to Yvette's house and film her in person, which is a little bit of a bummer. They did what they could with the audio, the visual quality, the camera quality, but it looks like it's just done on a webcam somewhere. The other 2 interviews are done in person. Those look super sharp. There's some fun stories to be had in the makeup department and the stunt department. But yeah, those new 3 interviews are very solidly done. Normally I don't like watching those because they touch upon a lot of the same subjects. These really don't, which is always a plus for me. But I want to say also what I like to watch are video essays. Don't give me essays to read. Thank God the book in here was tiny. Give me video essays to watch, and there are 3 of them in here. And I liked 2. One of them was way too long. Let's go over the ones that are included on this set. We have Amnesia Chick, a new visual essay by film scholar Josh Nelson. The Mirror Cracked, a new visual essay by critic and filmmaker Howard S. Berger. And The Woman's World, a new visual essay by film scholar Alexandra Heller Nicholas, who has been on a lot of Arrow Video releases as of late. And out of all 3 of the video essays, that was my favorite one to go and watch. It kind of goes over the filmography of Gina Davis and kind of what types of roles she took from beginning to end, and how as a person she kind of took on roles outside of Hollywood to kind of focus in on the core beliefs that some of her characters believed in. I don't want to spoil again if you have this release or you're going to get this release. Out of the video essays, the visual essays, that would be the one that I would watch first. Or if you're only going to watch one, that would be the one that I would want you to watch. The Mirror Cracked is like 45 minutes long. Way too long. That dude is waxing poetic. I wouldn't recommend that one if I'm being honest. But Amnesia Chick, the film scholar Josh Nelson special feature, that one was also nice. So you get 6 new pieces of new special feature content. You also get a lot of archival content in this release as well, including like a 5-minute making of with them on the set, just talking about some certain stunts that happened, some early screenings and what they heard feedback wise. Special feature wise, I thought this was another solid release from Arrow Video. Again, I wish that there were it's always nice to have like a new making of. It's always nice to get more people involved from the making of this movie. I know you're not going to get Rennie Harlan. I know you're not going to get Samuel L. Jackson. I know you're not going to get Gina Davis. Like, all of those people are out of the question. The bad guy of this movie, I wish maybe you could have got. Like, he has not gotten a lot of like high profile work. The main thing I know him from is Scary Movie 4. So, and I know he's doing a lot of TV work now. It would have been nice to get an interview from him, or at least I'm assuming that they tried to get and probably couldn't. That's what happens with a lot of these special features. But what you got, what is on the disc, they didn't have to go as hard as they did, but they actually pressed a new disc for all the stuff that's included here. Special feature wise, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Again, a solid release. It's worth popping the secondary disc in once you're done watching the movie. So if I am doing my math correctly, that gives us a final score of 24 out of 30. Not too shabby at all. I have been keeping track of my favorite physical media releases of 2025. Every single release that I watch from this year is being ranked in this list right here. I don't know where I'm putting Long Kiss Goodnight yet, but you will see that right now. 24 is not a bad score. I would say anything 20 and above is worth adding to your collection. There have been some that have been less than that I haven't made videos for, because I don't feel like I need to trash a lot of these releases. And the main reason why I wanted to make this movie is because I love this movie so much. This is such a fun first time watch for me. If you are in my shoes, and you've never seen The Long Kiss Goodnight before, and you like a fun action movie, I would say this is more akin to Last Action Hero than it is Die Hard, than it is like Cliffhanger. Like, it's a very fun time. Go in if you like that type of like humor, action, comedy. It's a blast. I had such a fun time with this movie. Very happy that it's in the collection and I can watch it any other time that I want. But thanks for watching, everyone. And until next time, I'll see ya. I got an oil painting. I'm holding the 4K in my hand. This movie takes place in Christmas time, and I just don't understand how. I've never seen this movie. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I wanted to get that song in the actual review. I didn't remember until the after credit scene, but you found the after credit scene. Good for you. Congratulations, you did it. I have a fun question for you. Only the diehards get to answer this question in the comments below. I love finding movies that take place during Christmas that aren't necessarily Christmas movies, but that I can add to my collection as Christmas movies. My question for you, what are some hidden gem Christmas movies? None that people really go straight forward for, I guess. The Long Kiss Goodnight is a perfect example of a movie just taking place during Christmas. And if that was taken out, it wouldn't be a Christmas movie, but I still consider them Christmas movies, fun things to watch during the month of December. If you have any hidden gems like Turbulence from Kino Lorber that came out last year, that's another perfect example. I had no idea that was a Christmas movie until I heard recommendations for it, and I watched it, and that was an absolute blast as well. So if you have any hidden gem Christmas films, please let me know that in the comments. And for the zoom out, we absolutely have to zoom out on amazing leprechaun Samuel L. Jackson, finding his pot of gold motherfucker.